Осталось 5 секунд.
스캔 돌려야 돼요. 스캔 돌려야 돼요.
It's looking spicy. It's looking spicy.
Тридцать секунд до начала сражения. Битва начинается.
Нет. Это же не твое. Ускорение.
Тебя не воспитал.
Первая кровь.
Я тебя запомнил.
Силы тьмы укрепили свои сооружения.
Я приму твое подношение. Seeds of fortune. Прах к праху.
压力很大吧，必须把队友还得带飞，然后自己还不能太崩。
Be protected right now.
Good use of the Eidolons. You may be suiciding them, but it's keeping the seat.
Верхняя башня сил тьмы разрушена.
Регенерации.
Силы тьмы укрепили свои сооружения. Центральную башню сил света атакуют. Центральную башню сил света атакуют.
Хорошо быть королем.
Центральную башню сил света атакуют.
The Sand King, it seems.
I think it sort of works in this game.
Центральную башню
Especially since Mind Control's taking that top tower, nobody really feels comfortable being up there. Like, you're probably not ever going to send a sniper up there. There's just too many ways for him to die at this point.
Yeah.
And so now the map's more freed up.
Medallion can make very short work of these supports, but Yang was brought the trap. He's going to be able to slow down this Broodmother. He still managed to get the kill, but if they can just keep sticking napalm, but he's too damn fast. And now the Burrow Strike on it too. With the Sandstorm as well, the Ice Path, that's a lot of AoE damage. Fade is forced to run himself away while Paparazzi with a Haste Rune continues to fight. Despite that initiation.
Yeah, that's just what Broodmother does. With the Medallion, supports just aren't safe.
No.
You can stun them up, but if you're in the webs, you're most likely just dead. And Miracle now giving himself a free lane, has recovered since that early start. They want to make the move on to Miracle. They miss on both spells.
Shrapnel and Sprout both whiffing. This is a bit of a problem for this sniper. As the Vici Gaming side lane sniper, they're having to commit so many resources, so many heroes to make sure he stays safe because, I mean, it's just not the lane you want to be in as a sniper. You want to be in a small, short lane where you're not very far from your tower. Kuro throws out the Ice Path, will be able to get the stun on Paparazzi, but Paparazzi's just going to run down Kuro. Seems like no one from Liquid will try and save their captain as he just continues to cut the way. Bottom lane though, Monkey King going to be in trouble here until GH arrives. Vici Gaming seeing that teleport in back up.
I mean, they keep trying to go for him, but he's got 1,000 HP and 20 stick charges. A very unlikely kill to be had on a Miracle.
10-minute bounties are coming up here. DY's in an awkward spot. It's the Helmet Dominator. Centaur will be able to get the stun to ensure the kill. Paparazzi's now going to show up and try and even up the scoreboard here. See if he can kill Mind Control, but all these guys... Oh, and in the black hole is it too! Oh, this physical damage on the other spirit, who's dropping low and fast. Just managed to get up a big slide of fist. It's going to last a while before he jumps away to his remnant. Mind Control will eventually take out here. That black hole was good, but they didn't have the damage to be able to find anything there. The Ember Spear in his phase boots build, that armor, allowed him to tank up against those Spiderlings and the Broodmother for so long.
They did lose the sniper during this time, so
that's true.
Gold change is not bad at all for Liquid.
Oh, top lane, Fade trying to go for the teleport out. Not quite enough tick damage there.
And he does have a TP up if he wants to go on Kuro in this top lane, but it looks like Yang's got this wrapped up by himself.
Yeah, he's got this pretty easily. There is 10 stick charges, but you know, Kuro, you're still dead. You just bought yourself 2 more seconds.
And bottom lane, Fade actually TP bot towards this Monkey King.
He knows he's in trouble, trying to get off the Wukong's command out. There's going to be too many disables here. Gets off at least the stun, but can't separate himself from Paparazzi, who shows up, gets the kill, and will run back to his remnant here in mid lane.
Still perfectly fine from Liquid. Every single time somebody does die, they are creating space in some way. A much more successful start to the lanes in game number 2. Score is 5-8, but a little bit deceiving because Liquid, they've got the tower down. And it just continues to hit.
This fight never ends.
Just gonna...
It's never ending. Now he's got another one.
Just gonna,
How can you actually stop this? The Ice Path? Oh, no instant disable there. Meanwhile, they do manage to get an impale on GH. He's got Burst Strike as well as the Sandstorm. How can you push into that with your Eidolons and Spiderlings if Paparazzi's just able to do sleight of fist after sleight of fist?
That genuinely felt infinite. All right, we'll just keep doing that, I guess.
I mean, it's a great hero to defend this mid tower at this point. And they're going to use the other heroes of Vici Gaming to be able to catch Miracle again. Last time he overextended himself. This time he's just straight up ganked by 4. And a double damage rune will make that mid tower even easier to defend for Paparazzi.
Good news though for on the map. So even with the kill disadvantage, they're still getting something at all times. Either somebody's hitting jungle creeps, and Matama Man actually going for a very interesting build here, opting to go for a full-on pipe.
I mean, that'll help protect against a lot of this magic damage, whether it's going to be this all this fire damage from the Bat Rider, or the Maelstrom's going to be coming in soon. Spiders do die, but the Maelstrom is that's going to be a lot of magic damage. Oh, he actually switches up. He had Maelstrom earlier. Now thinks Battlefear is going to be the better choice.
Let me just say, after he saw how many times his hero bounced, I think there's almost no chance. I think once those 2 hits happened, he convinced himself that it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure he's entirely wrong.
I mean, all he has to do is just hold these towers up, right?
Yeah.
Like, eventually, Vici Gaming is going to get to a point where the sniper is super scary.
Plus, I think he thought because of the pipe, he figures his Maelstrom is also just going to be less effective.
I think the pipe really affected his decision. Kuro, dead again to Yang, who keeps on finding the captain of Team Liquid.
Yang's been a boss this game.
Yeah.
Second in net worth in this game overall. This mid tower, nice deny. This is the second game in a row where they've gotten it, and they're trying to set up as Miracle hiding in the wings, but unable to do anything. Yang now picks up his blink.
He destroyed this matchup. He took the mid tower before the Broodmother could.
Yeah, he was real good in it. Plus, he got that solo kill.
Yeah. Still, though, as you said, Team Liquid just grieving it out. They have like 3 different heroes who can farm neutrals at any point. And as a result, are not behind in net worth, even though they are very far behind in kills. And are about even towers, it looks like. Good to travel, blink. Yang can continue to make big plays. They're going to be able to find the 3rd pickoff on Miracle over the last like 5 minutes. Miracle's farm has just been stalled out now.
If it was the Fade and DY show last game, it is the Yang show right now.
Yeah.
Yang is doing whatever he wants around the map. It feels like every time we see him show up on the map, he is getting a kill. And this is just the cost of how Liquid decides to play Dota in this series. We're never really going to be the aggressors. We'll sit back, we'll split up and farm, and hopefully we just kind of win by being a little bit greedier than you.
It seems a weird decision to make, to play that kind of style, considering it seems like the worst kind of style to play against Vici Gaming, who is so adept at being able to find these non-stop pickoffs all over the map.
I think in this game, who knows, as Vici, Yang is looking for it again. GH trying to get the hell out, as he still has a tower that he can play behind. Does have Sandstorm, he's got a Blink Dagger. He wants his team, I think, to rotate for this. This is still a healthy tower for them to defend.
They do not want to give up another tower. GH is not going to be able to get off the Sandstorm inside. DY immediately just blows out the Finger of Death. They want to burst down the Sand King before the rotations can come out from Team Liquid. But Team Liquid aren't actually defending this tower. They're going to go straight towards, well, they were going towards mid. Now they're going to smoke up.
Now this bottom tower.
Fighting in Yang, that's the big kill. They do manage to get damage on him before he can blink away. Now the Ice Bat to hold him in place inside the Wukong's command. They're going to run out of cliff area here, but the Wukong's command should be enough to finish him off. DY gets a stun onto the Monkey King, but Mind Control has DY well in his hands. 7-12 now.
Nicely done. And they needed to slow down the Bat Rider's momentum. And Miracle's now going to be able to defend this bottom lane. Good job by Liquid. They're going to take back the very slight gold lead that they have.
Ori has just been chilling out in this triangle. Every single time we look at him, he's just farming away in this area. He's got Mask of Madness. A Maelstrom's going to be up soon for him.
The Monkey King connects a little bit too late, as we see.
His heat map is super simple.
Go bottom, die twice, farm out the jungle.
Speaking of bottom, Liquid. They're getting a big push here in bottom lane. Miracle's just going to hang out in the trees to make sure Mind Control will be able to get this tower. Mid is also taking a lot of damage to Spiderlings right now. Very surprised that Ember Spirit has left that, considering how long he's held. You can see Motomaman, he's like a little bit scared.
He's got it.
Losing his Spiderlings, but does manage to get that tower as well. Very weird change of pace that Vici Gaming were willing to just give up on both of those.
Yeah, and with the pipe, it's not even like the Bat Rider can finish off those Spiderlings, and now they're in a really good position.
Oh, they see him. They have high ground vision now. GH, they are going to be able to get the Hex first here, and now with the extra follow-up from Paparazzi, GH is dead. And this is not just your 4 position. This is pretty much a 3. The way that GH has been farming up.
And Kuroki guesses correctly, goes to his left. We'll make it out no problem.
Atama Man, thanks to taking that mid tower, now has an Orchid. Has also taken the top net worth slot.
Oh, he's actually quite farmed now. This is going to be a really nice counter to the Ember Spirit, who is not even close to a defensive item.
A very fast Battle Fury, and look at him, just an all physical damage build now. Think about Deso next.
Yeah, they're thinking about rushing, and they are in fact in the pit. And I don't know if Vici knows about this at all.
It doesn't seem like it, because they have a haste rune on this Ember Spirit. If he ran into that pit, I think he could single-handedly defend.
But no scan or anything like that, and I mean, Vici, they might think that there's a smoke happening, and now some pings are happening. They are going to scan successfully, but Roshan already at 2,000 HP.
Burrow Strike out, follow up Ice Path, just enough to force Paparazzi out of this mid area and ensure that they can finish up Roshan here. The rotations are going to come too slow from Vici.
I like that move a lot from the 2 supports on Liquid. That was one of those moves that there's no intention to kill at all, it's just to scare.
Yeah.
It absolutely secures them to Roshan. Well done by Liquid. And their strategy for game 2, which they try to execute for game 1, is much more successful in this game. Like, just cleaner play overall. No one's getting caught that badly. Last game, it just felt like it was a feeding frenzy.
The double global strat is going to be able to catch GH here. Fade sent his Treants down to bottom lane and then teleported himself. Yang, meanwhile, Boots traveled onto those Treants. And so there was nobody bottom just, 20 seconds ago. Now there's a kill squad.
Still, with an Orchid on, Matama Man will go unchallenged for quite some time. I don't think the Ember Spirit, once he notices this, should sort of swerve a little bit.
Yeah, you should go Lincolns at that point, right?
Even BKB, I think, is perfectly acceptable.
Oh yeah, I'm down. Especially considering you just have no other Lincolns disables, right? Burrow Strike can go through, Boundless Strike, same thing.
Нижнюю башню сил света атакуют.
BKB is up next for Matamba Man. Bit of split pushing as Vici Gaming's game has slowed down a lot when it comes to, they didn't defend towers as much, they gave up Roshan as well. Seems a bit uncharacteristic to me anyway.
Fade places a ward where the tier 1 tower used to be. As stun comes out, it's just the illusion. Liquid got excited there for a second, thought they found somebody. But Vici being very careful around the Aegis of Liquid.
And no, he just continues to go for the Deso, his Spawn out, Mythal Hammer, as well as the Orb. You got a smoke up now from Vici Gaming, a 4-man smoke. The Furion can show himself top lane and still join his team. It looks like they're going to get the pick off on Kuro here. Vici Gaming having no qualms about smoking up and just getting whatever pick off presents itself. But now the Furion runs into mind control. Seems like both of them were a little surprised by that. His Fade certainly doesn't have anything. He's only got a Spirit Vessel. That's it. They're going to be able to jump it in mid lane and find a big pick off on the Sniper. That is one of the 2 cores that can defend these towers. The other one being that Ember Spirit, who's currently residing in bottom lane.
Really nice aggressive move there. Ori stood absolutely no chance as Miracle just continues to hunt. I think they don't want to get into a high ground situation against a bad Ember Sniper with the cores that they have. I mean, the Enigma is going to be really good in this game because they don't have the easiest way to cancel them out. But everybody else, I think on the side of Vici, wants to play this out late. Like, they'll be really happy having the cores that they have because we know that Broodmother falls off. We know that Monkey King eventually will have a hard time once his BKB charges get low.
Yeah, how are you going to stop this BKB Enigma? Spine Control almost has it here, Yang. Spots him for a moment. Blink for Blink is going to be able to catch up to mind control here. Gets the lasso. Now he's going to be taking a lot of damage from the idol. And there's also the Centaur stun as well. Miracle's going to be able to get the Boundless Strike. DY tries to come in. Stuns up the Centaur. GH will follow up though. Has the Burrow Strike. He's got a hasten too. Pick off, but it's going to be Yang who dies, and now potentially DY as well as he tries to run up to the high ground, gets the stun onto the Sand King, but 3 seconds for the Blink Dagger. Miracle's here as well, gets the Jingu stacks. A double kill for the Monkey King as Liquid just start marching down the lanes. They're going to head towards mid, where this Battle Fury can do a lot to defend. Immediately, Matumba Man, as he takes too much damage, pops his lifesteal, gets back up to full. The rest of his team will join him on this hunt for the tier 2 tower.
That was very well done by Miracle. He connected so quickly to mind control, didn't just give up on his friend. And the Aegis is going to fade before they get some sort of high ground attempt going, but they've used it just to build their net worth lead, get some towers out of the way. They might even get this tier 2 tower up at top. This removes all but one tier 2 tower that Vici have to play with. And just very well done by Liquid. Much more controlled game than we saw in game number 1.
And now this is looking like the Broodmother game that the panel were expecting, where the Broodmother starts taking over a bit. It was delayed because of a rough laning phase.
And she could also just die right now.
Yeah, that's true.
She doesn't have BKB.
No Aegis now.
1 second. It's just gone right now.
Yanks down the BKB, and he's not going to be able to get off the pipe fast enough. He's going to get the disables. They're going to burst him down so quickly. Spoke too soon, it seems, as now Matumba Man is dead for a full minute. Liquid are going to reside on this high ground, though, not retreating just yet.
They're willing to fight 4 on 5, I guess. Without the Bat Rider grip, is Shrapnel's laid out, Miracle in a very good position, provided he doesn't get caught in those trees. He would instantly make the fight a 4 on 4. If one of the supports just run into him.
DY trying to get vision up into this high ground. Miracle will drop down, daring to get a little bit more aggressive. You could see the Bat Rider. I think he had a good idea of where the Monkey King was. Like, that's where he would hide, and try to go for breaking down the trees with a fast blink play.
A lot of pings right now. It looks like tier 2 tower was just taken passively. Yeah. Okay, with the treants. Nobody from Liquid went back to defend.
Yeah, they didn't want to give up their aggressive positioning, especially with the bounty runes coming up.
Yeah, now they 2 seconds ago, I mean, they had a 5k gold lead. And with the pickoff on Matumba Man and the tier 2 tower, all of a sudden it's decreased quite a bit. The bounty runes now being picked up. Relatively even.
Oh, this is just a casual buckler, it seems.
He had the Crimson Guard queued up first, but I think because of the game state, he decided to change things up, as DY most likely dead here. In fact, he certainly is.
Oh, the Orchid onto Paparazzi is going to wear out, though. Will be able to get the Sleight of Fist and gets the control onto the Broodmother. Ori was here, but they don't feel strong enough to take the damage onto Matumba Man, because that lifesteal on the creep wave can help sustain him.
Yeah, Yang has come in, though, and it is indeed going to be a BKB by Paparazzi. I think he just assumes with the amount of armor he has in the stats that if the Brood catches him solo, he's still going to live.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a greedier, hard call to make, but
it seems to have worked. He hasn't died to that Broodmother solo kill yet.
Nope, and he's still top net worth in the game. We're starting to get 4 staffs out on the side of Vici too, to be able to disengage from these 2 melee cores. And Liquid, I think, are sort of on a timer because of this. Like, they have multiple ways to disengage on the side of Vici, and I think that mobile cores just went out in Dota. Like, Ember, I think, will eventually be able to just win this game by himself. The X factor, of course, is the Enigma, where they don't have the easiest ways to cancel the black hole. I could very easily see Mind Control win this game too, but if I'm Liquid, I'd still want to play a little bit faster.
Maybe be trying to do that as I see the courier flying out. It's probably going to be some sort of, maybe not. Say TP up to top lane.
That's another big power spike, the BKB on the Monkey King.
Oh, yeah.
It now adds 3 BKB targets. I think all 3 cores of Liquid had BKB.
Yeah, now I was about to say, now we're getting some real spider gold. 500 gold plus for the Spirit over the course of this game.
Is that a lot? It's not that
shabby.
Much. Oh, the Eidolons, though.
Yeah, the Eidolons.
24 Eidolons lead to like half the gold.
Yeah, that's I mean, 1,000 of his gold, of his 15k net worth, is just purely from this extra bit being spawned by Liquid. Oh, what a pickoff this would be if they could actually find it, but they're gonna smoke in the wrong direction here. I'm not sure what that positioning was from Ori. It just seemed like he was kind of AFK, but...
Paparazzi gonna go for the TP out.
Might be
and it's too late. Yep.
The smoke pops and GH just dives into the trees here. Little do they know, like, oh, hey, there's a lion. Not really what they wanted out of this for sure.
Yeah, DY is incredibly dead. I think Paparazzi just coincidentally TP'd out.
I think so too.
Judging by how DY just ran in there.
I mean, a better pickoff would lead to a guaranteed Roshan, but with the double damage now being taken away, nice Rule Scepter going to be able to get away before GH can Burrow Strike.
But still, they found the angle now.
They found the sniper. BKB is going to be activated here. They're trying to finish him off. The lasso goes down. That's where Matamba Man's going to take up the chase and try and finish off this damage shield. He's running out of webs, or he's trying to juke him out right now. He'll stay on top of the sniper and finish him off. But at the same time, mind control gets a little bit low. Paparazzi wasn't quite able to finish anybody up on the side of Liquid. They're going to play around this shrine. They have the buyback coming out from the sniper, and it looks like he may have already sent it by the epicenter. GH not finding the Bro Strike, though. Needs to be able to get to the back line. Paparazzi and Ori playing away from Miracles. Does have the Jingu Stacks, need to be able to swing on somebody, has the lifesteal, but he's dropping a little bit low. Lion is bought back as well. Fade's trying to get away, but Curl stays on top of him, giving up his life potentially to be able to ensure this kill, but Fade stays alive. They barely save him just in time. Team Liquid, they lose their captain, and they get out. They say, we forced a lot of buybacks. That was well worth it for us.
And that's why Vici, they're going to continue to try to push the issue. Fade instantly TPs back. They want to continue to play around this Roche Pit area, as Ori and DY did buy back for that, so the overall net worth swing does still go in favor of Liquid, but Roshan, the bigger objective, as Vici, they're pinging, they still have Black Hole on the side of Liquid.
They use these buybacks, they cannot afford to give up Roshan like this. Vici Gaming, they also can't take Roshan themselves, so they're at a bit of a stalemate until Liquid.
They're just going to wait for Jakiro to come back and take the fight again.
Yeah.
They still have Black Hole.
Fade does have a force down. He'll be okay. Love the choice of multiple force snaps here from Vici Gaming. They got to get away from the Broodmother, out of the Wukong's command as often as possible. But again, Liquid, they're the ones who can really determine when the fight happens here. They're going to jump in, Burrow Strike out into the side. Matamba Man trying to finish well. Mind control, BKB activated, just going to use the Black Hole. Ensure the Ember Spirit kills because they know he doesn't have life. Now they found Ori as well. Ori in the back line's going to get Burrow Strike up. He's dead. Now Miracle chases down Yang. This is all three cores of Vici Gaming just dying like this. Bat Rider does manage to juke it out for a moment, blinks away, tries to TP out. He'll be okay as Miracle can't find the kill fast enough. But the two important kills in the Sniper and the Ember Spirit, neither one has buyback.
I love Liquid right now because they just dared Vici to come into the Roshan pit, and they knew that Mind Control still had BKB ulti, and they played around that fact.
Yeah.
They knew that there was no Bat Rider grip. They knew that Mind Control had BKB ulti. They finally went for some sort of aggressive play in this series, and it pays off big time. And Ori has no way to protect himself right now from the two cores of Liquid. Liquid still have to be careful because the sniper can still repel them. He's dead for 30, but their high ground defense on the side of Vici is still scary. But big win overall for Liquid so far.
16-17, 7,000 net worth lead, and now we're going to find an extra kill as Yang is going to be saved by the force staff coming out from Fade, and they do manage to get a decent stun on Matamba Man. Miracle making sure they don't have an opportunity to go on his mid laner, threatening the Wukong's command, and Vici Gaming can't really fight into that, especially without their Sniper and Ember Spirit, who are just about to come up, but just a bit too late to be able to save the melee barracks. The Yule Scepter nearly stopping that Bat Rider from being able to pull Matamba Man to his death. The Matamba Man, he's falling free, he stays alive. Miracle, he fights him back with a BKB, but Ori's on his way. He needs to be able to jump away into the trees, and he does so before the sleight of fist damage comes out.
That was the cheese timing, right?
Beautiful cheese, just in time, and that's, I think, in large part, the Yule Scepter. He's been pulled back a little bit closer to Vici Gaming, then Matamba Man dies before he can get off that heal.
And that felt instantaneous from GH as a response.
On time.
So good.
And without technical issues
like,
today.
Almost exactly on time. Like,
Team Liquid.
Right when it hit, like,
They continue to be aggressive. Oh, I really love this.
He's still Aegis.
They know that Vici Gaming is just one fight away from losing this game with no buyback on the sniper right now. And the Ember Spirit, he wasn't able to buy back last time because of gold. And it's not like he's had a whole lot of time to farm here as Liquid just keep on pushing the pace against them.
And Liquid have to learn from the mistakes of VP as we
possibly get a sheriff account. You do have to do an application
via a forum post.
Yes, onto the forum post, and we will be going through and making sure you guys are, well, anybody who has the qualifications to be a sheriff account. So we're gonna get that posted right away. Thank you, Crazy Boop, for that.
It's a deep qualification. We're going to need at least 8 years of taking experience with an accompanying graduate degree.
Yep.
Dire's top shrine.
Flies away to the trees, but eventually the Firefly wears out. Yule Scepter gonna be caught in damage, unable to blink away. Trying to go for the 5 position, ends up giving away their 3. Not exactly what Vici Gaming was looking for.
Not at all. I think they thought that the Wrath of Nature was going to come in at any moment. Just those 2 heroes alone, not quite enough to kill the captain, as 2 minutes still remain, and this is a long 2 minutes. This should lead to the tier 2, and potentially even a high ground attempt with the Bat Rider still dead for 30. At least the tier 2 will be completely uncontested. Matama Man going for that Nullifier, going for his own mini Doom build, or he'll have the Orchid and the Nullifier to be able to go on either the Ember Spirit or the Sniper.
And they're so dependent on those staffs that just being able to save one of them. Oh, what an opportunity here as they found the Ember Spirit with the Burst Strike, follow us Ice Path. They have the Malphite as well, and Ember Spirit's not able to jump away in time. He does have buyback, but Liquid, they're certainly going to force it out of him.
And still a minute and a half on this Aegis from Miracle. Just a much cleaner team game from Liquid.
Miracle hopping through the trees here. He's got to be careful though. He jumps too close to the Bat Rider. He's going to cut down the tree. That's an opportunity. Or he immediately pops the BKB and starts laying damage into Miracle as fast as possible. Can they finish him up in time though? The Balance Strike with the lifesteal is able to give him a big boost of HP, and he will be able to back up. He's not losing that Aegis just yet.
Good discipline is Liquid. They pop the pipe. They get everybody out. They didn't have to lose anybody for that. That was the big buyback on a Paparazzi.
And they can go ahead and grab that Nullifier as well.
And they still have BKB Black Hole.
Yeah. And we still really don't have an answer from Vici Gaming for that.
I think in this game, Vici just assumed they'd be able to like hold the high ground infinitely.
Yeah.
With the heroes that they had, and they weren't being too greedy because they've got the global presence of the Bat Ember and the Nature's Prophet to be able to set up for pickoffs. I think that was the reasoning behind it. Things just kind of went way too chaotic for them way too quickly. Especially that Roche engagement.
Yeah. Scotty is going to be up for Miracle, and in general, Team Liquid's just tanking up quite a bit now that we have the Crimson Guard up for the Sand King. Vici Gaming is so reliant on just being able to burst somebody down when they find the initiation from the Bat Rider.
If there's a team that's able to play Broodmother, it's Liquid.
Yeah, certainly. As he's got a build that can get on top of the Sniper now with a Blink Dagger, Orchid, Nullifier. If he can't BKB and he can't Force Staff, he's pretty much food for the Brood.
And Yang was looking for him, but the instant blink out, GH pressing forward. He wants to be aggressive here. And look how far forward Kuroki is. Not concerned at all at this point. And I love how he's just kind of running at them. Completely unafraid. Probably especially after that last engagement at bottom.
Yeah.
Where he got Bat Rider ulted, gone on by the Nature's Prophet.
I like the fact that the gem investment, even though Vici Gaming has been losing this game for a bit, you have to make sure the vision is cleared out from Team Liquid. It's the only way that Sniper and Ember Spirit are going to be able to play this game is if they can juke the initiation from Team Liquid. If Liquid is just blind to where those two cores are.
Especially with no buyback.
Yeah.
And now it's a 14k lead for Liquid. As
pushing out together, trying to get a ward kill here. They are going to be able to get the Hex out. This Sand King is going to get blown up almost immediately, but the backline is also caught as Mind Control comes forward with the Shivas. Black Hole immediately used, but the force is actually saving Ori. It's going to be a complete whiff. They are going to back off on the side of Team Liquid. They've only lost one here. Somebody recover that gem, though. They want to make sure that Vici Gaming are not able to reclaim that. And sure enough, they aren't. That's also Vici Gaming using a buyback there, but Matamba Man sees the opportunity to use his Blink Orchid as well as his extra bit, but the blackout of the Sprout making sure that Liquid can't really pursue. They want to be able to get some vision of these Liquid heroes.
And Miracle, I mean, he thought about going on to Yang there. And with the gem pickup and a kill on the Batrider, that's going to be an overall gold win for Liquid, who just continue to snowball.
Yeah. I mean, even when things go badly for Liquid at this point,
they're still going pretty good.
It's still like they, with the black hole, they still won the fight.
We're finally, most likely, I don't want to jinx it, going to get a game 3. We've had 2 main stage days that have all gone 2-0. We might finally get a game 3 if we're lucky.
Hurricane Pike. You can see Ori is very far behind, and he's forced to use that little amount of net worth that he has to invest into a very defensive item in this Hurricane Pike. Just wants to be able to keep his distance from this Monkey King and Broodmother when possible. GH is able to pop the Sandstorm in time because of the loss of the gem. They couldn't find the initiation, and now with Matamba Man on the front lines, I don't think Vici Gaming want to be able to take this. GH blinks forward pretty fearlessly. They are going to be able to get the lasso. Broodmother being focused down right now. They need to be able to get the Hex, follow up, Impale as well. They need to be able to burst him, and they'll do so with a Finger of Death, but now the Wukong's command is out. That's where the Hurricane Pike from Ori comes activated. He is able to get out of that Wukong's command, and there's no further chase. They're just going to be able to take Curl out of the equation pretty quickly. A nice 2-man pickoff to the favor of Vici Gaming, maybe more. Mind Control with the Spirit Vessel on him is unable to blink away right now, and Fade just keeping tabs on him. Doesn't have boots though, so he can't actually keep up.
And it's in fact the Enigma that has the gem, so not the worst case situation, but Liquid still have to be careful with this lead. The Batrider looking once again Yang, trying to see what he can find. For Liquid, they have to get on top of Ori. You saw that Matamba Man got a little bit anxious and he went on a Yang, used his Orchid on him. They waited 2 seconds, they re-engaged into the fight onto Matamba Man. Everyone popped BKBs, so the Epicenter wasn't able to do anything. And with the amount of Force Staffs that they have, getting out of the Monkey King ulti was no problem.
Yeah. Really sick by Vici Gaming the way they've been able to disengage. Great itemization in that regard. But they're still missing some damage. A lot comes out from this Ember Spirit. Unfortunately, Sniper not able to do quite as much. A full Daedalus will certainly help, though, for the Ember Spirit if you can get it. As Paparazzi's actually neck and neck with the Matamba Man Broodmother in net worth.
And a DD rune at bottom. Fade's gonna see this.
He's gonna see that. He's also gonna see the bounty rune.
He's gonna grab that for himself as Curl actually 4 steps forward, but
GH finds the Lion, Ghost Scepter, and thought about going for the TP out, but then he saw Mind Control was super close by, and he dies either way.
Yeah, absolutely no chance that DY gets out of there.
Now, if you're Liquid, you're just presumably controlling the game until Roche.
Yeah, I think so. You probably don't want to risk another one of those fights because Sniper, Batrider, Ember is still always scary. Like fighting into those 3 heroes, especially if Batrider gets a BKB at some point, it's not the easiest. You'd have to commit like a black hole just to be able to stop him from dragging somebody back.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a Yule's counterplay as a result. So I think Liquid is doing the right thing here. I mean, they're in a do or die situation right now. Just by being a little bit more careful, waiting a minute or 2. They just watched VP series. Like VP had that game 2 wrapped up by bit, but being impatient, they just lost it. Yeah. So Liquid's trying not to do the same. And conversely for Vici, the longer this game goes, the more comfortable everyone's going to get playing. They'll finally get more items. Paparazzi will pick up that big item in the Daedalus. They'll get levels. The BKBs will start to get lower on the side of Liquid. So I'd still say it's very favored towards Liquid.
Certainly with a 14,000 net worth lead, you would expect so, but Vici Gaming, they're of team to break. As you can see, the win probability stretching up above 90% now.
I think the Roshan will matter the most, though.
Yeah,
this is the third one too.
Not give this up, right?
Yeah, this is the third one as well. This will be the refresher. You can't stop mind control to begin with. I think giving it up twice is conceding defeat at this point.
But Vici Gaming are not showing any plans of defending here.
This is going to be dead even if they were to move right now. And the train's going to come in, but they'll realize their folly here in a second. Liquid aren't going for a smoke. They are, in fact, claiming this Aegis for themselves. It is taking a little bit, but...
Vici are going, there's no way we can go for it. I mean, it's a hard fight to take as well. You naturally want to be able to just play for high ground with an Ember sniper cores. Like, you really don't want to go outside of your base too much at this point. But it does mean you're going to have to give up Aegis Cheese Refresher Shard. Nice catch here. GH using his Eul Scepter to be able to stall out Yang's retreat. Follow up with a Burrow Strike here. Now, no Firefly to hide in the trees, so Mind Control will join GH. Very nicely done by the 4 position of Team Liquid, finding the pickoffs once again.
And Yang's got no buyback, right?
Yes. 90 seconds.
Yep, this is now... Oh, and Yang. He was just trying to force them back, but Liquid, they're just going to push really quickly. Now, Vici, I mean, they've struggled with the 5-on-5 with the Batrider, who's their main form of disable. Now you've got to do it without him for another 70 seconds. There's an Aegis Cheese, a Refresher on Mind Control. I mean, every odd is stacked against you at this point.
Miracle leading the way, but it's not going to be him hitting that tier 3. They can leave that up to Matumba Man with the Aegis. He starts approaching, pops the Crimson Guard preemptively. Here's they jump in. GH is able to find Fade initially. Has the Sandstorm, Aeon is going to be able to protect him against any reprisal from Vici Gaming. That's going to be the tier 3 down, but Matumba Man's going to pop his ultimate just for the extra damage here on the melee barracks. And Vici Gaming, they respond with a glyph. Now trying to control up Matumba Man as best as possible. Just disable him as many times.
Yeah, they're kind of by time right now.
Batrider only needs 20 seconds.
And they might have done it here.
Yeah, looking like it with that nice chain setup.
The Epicenter.
Now the Finger of Death coming up, the Epicenter on the side. They almost finish up these heroes, and now they do manage to take out the Broodmother. That is only going to be the first life. Meanwhile, Fade does die in the back lines. He does have a buyback, but Matumba Man needs to be able to retreat out of here. 5 more seconds till the Batrider is here.
They didn't lose Rax.
They did not.
They had to use the buyback on the Lion, but they didn't lose Rax. This top tier 2 almost falls. They got the Aegis out of it too, but look at the buyback situation. 5-0, and that's really what matters late game. You had to use both your BKBs to Liquid, managed to keep theirs up. Fade had a buyback as well as DY.
Yang will be able to get outside of the base to get some bounty runes, and that will be his BKB. His initiation will be a lot stronger now, as all these times he's tried to blink in and lasso somebody, too many times he's been Eulsed immediately.
Yeah, I think at this point you just complete it up. You don't have buybacks on anybody. Saving for the timer I think is going to be a little bit rough, and Liquid trying to take advantage of this where they know there's no Aegis and they're going to run into GH here. Might just get jumped up.
You managed to get the lasso on it. GH pulling him back to his doom as the sniper picks him apart.
That's their gem. They've got it back. Mind Control trying to run in.
Mind Control's maybe a little bit too far forward. It's a Flame Break pushes him in even deeper. Miracle will just go ahead and pop that Wukong's command. Let's just play it safe and make sure Vici Gaming are not able to win a more major fight than that. Just a simple pick off of the Sand King. We can forgive that.
That would have been disastrous if they lost the Enigma there too.
Yeah.
Still buyback situation in their favor. Liquid just need to calm down. They can force this game 3 that everybody wants to see.
Matumba Man saying if we can wait for my Lincolns, then I can hit high ground. We won't even have to worry so much about the lasso.
Yeah, it's just a little bit spooky right now for Liquid because they had the Aegis Cheese Refresher, Batrider dead, and they still didn't really feel comfortable all in committing for the high ground.
Oh, another form of great initiation though. DY with the Blink Dagger between Yang having his BKB and this Lion with the Blink. I mean, this is how you change the entire nature of these team fights.
Yeah. And you're starting to get vision control again as Matumba Man.
If he pops it now and he spots Matumba Man, it would be a massive kill. He blinks forward, does see him. He's going to be able to lasso and he gets away before the balance strike can land. He gets him into low ground. This is a massive kill. Matumba Man falls. Vici Gaming have him dead for 90 seconds now. I don't know if they can push out and do anything with this timer. Maybe they can just keep farming. But they have to be careful because Liquid, they're not scared of taking a fight right now. Everyone on their side has a buyback except for Kuro.
And look at the timing on that as Yang just barely blink dodges. Since something was up as Paparazzi pushing forward Miracle in a really good position.
Here that they are going to be able to get a Miracle. Wukong's command off, and it's a big one too. But Vici Gaming have so many force stats, they're going to be able to get away. Even Yang, who was slowed down very slightly towards the end, was able to limp away.
And it looked like it was a really good position by Miracle. I mean, it was. It's just there's so many force staffs on the side of Vici that their ability to disengage off of him is quite quick. It's mind control. Already down here to deal with the Nature's Prophet, who almost has that Hex completed. And they now have the buybacks on their two major cores. They're high ground defenders. And even though you've got an 18k gold lead on Liquid, I mean, this is far from feeling like a done game.
Yeah, and Vici Gaming, look at this. They're actually going to start getting aggressive here with still another 25 seconds for the Broodmother. This is the perfect time to see if you can force a fight. The death timer is way too low for the Broodmother to want to buy back if there is an engagement, but they guess wrong. They smoke farther down. If they'd cut through mid, they would have found certainly one, maybe two pickoffs, maybe even an entire fight. They still have a chance though. They're going to run to this back line. Kuro, he's going to be caught up first, but the BKB, he goes straight for the Enigma. The epicenter comes out from GH. A fast response from him and Miracle. A nice hit. Mind Control's almost dead. They need to finish him off now, and they do so. He does have a buyback though if he wants to be able to blow it. GH with a Eul Scepter onto himself immediately gets hexed up by DY. Vici Gaming, they win a full team fight here.
Paparazzi did have to use his buyback though.
That is rough.
As
Fade. Oh, hey, he got him. Tried to cut down the trees, didn't actually get him in time. Miracle.
Oh, he barely missed on the tree and summon. If Miracle dies there at that point, that's when it becomes full-on disaster. But with the buyback on Paparazzi, not the worst position for Liquid to be in, but they know the word is up here. DY, they can't.
Miracle! What were you doing here? You surely had to have known about that ward. It was placed by the Furion. He does manage to get off his BKB, turns around, Boundless Strike, tries to go for the TP wipe, but gets up with the lasso!
Oh no.
Vici Gaming, let's roll up that win probability because they are certainly turning this game around as you can see it beginning to dip down.
And you've got a Hex on the Nature's Prophet. Miracle was given a freebie there to get out.
Yes.
That was his one chance at life. And now with 80 seconds dead for him, the bounty runes are about to respawn. They're about to collect another like 1.2k. With this time down,
there is still so many fights that Vici Gaming has to win.
Yeah.
In order to make this game go even.
But this is how
Team Liquid, it feels like they only need one, but this is how it starts. And every fight is getting a bit easier too, right?
You had a 20, I think it was like 23k gold lead. Now it's 12.
You've got Daedalus, Scythe of Ice. These are items you didn't have last fight. The fight before that, you didn't have BKB or Blink Dagger. But Liquid just need one very solid initiation, and I feel like that's what's happening, right? Is Vici Gaming, they're the ones who are always finding the right opportunity for a fight.
Yeah, just a little bit cleaner, and this is the mobility of their lineup. Is how this happens.
Fade, no boots for life. I'm gonna get mobility. Don't mind me. I'm gonna get Force Staff. I'm gonna get Blink Dagger. No boots though.
It's just easier to play their late game.
Yeah,
I think Liquid have done such a good job of keeping this game in the position that it is. But as it goes on, I think just for Vici, you sit back. And Mind Control, since the sick holes he did have early on, just hasn't been able to get in position. He hasn't even been able to pop this refresher. They keep him way far back at all times.
It reminds me of the long range, yesterday series. I can't remember who, but we were talking about just a long range poke against an Enigma. The same thing, right? With this Ember Spirit and Sniper so far in the back lines, it's difficult for Mind Control to be able to get close enough to blink anywhere near them without taking any damage. with the double Daedalus and now having the Sleight of Fist charges. And it's a massive amount of burst damage Paparazzi can deal. Ori, he's also caught up. It's just right behind Matumba Man and the rest of the game when it comes to net worth.
What are the BKB timers now? Oh,
9
Brute got-
seconds.
Yeah.
5 for Miracle.
6 for
And
the
Mind
Enigma.
Control, 6 seconds for him.
Okay.
Double damage rune. This could mean a lot, but the smoke has already popped. Yang in a great position. GH blinks forward, trying to find anybody here, but he's got to be careful. That super long-range impale from the Lionies. He's gotten plenty of levels.
GH gonna get assassinated. Poke down a little bit his Aeon Disc now on cooldown, but at least for now, Liquid not able to use that DD rune. They really wanted to take that fight.
Yeah.
Miracle still hanging around the area. Yang, he does have the initiation. He's pinging like crazy. He sees GH thinking maybe this is free, and indeed
They've already blown his Aeon Disc, so if they can actually get on top of him, there's no way GH could survive. They're laying out the damage. Look at that big burst from Paparazzi. He's already dead. Immediately, the buyback goes out. Matumba Man, he couldn't find a jump because the Aeon Disc, which was freshly picked up on the Lion, saves him from the Broodmother.
And they get the gem that he bought. So our 23, 22k gold lead is now chipped down to 7. Liquid, you've got to be a little bit panicked, but calm down. There's no Bat Rider ulti anymore. You're still fine.
Yes.
You've had so many chances to reset this game.
We've won like 4 different fights for Vici Gaming and still like looking like an 80% win probability for Liquid. Liquid are going to come outside the pit though. Vici Gaming, we're looking to be able to get inside that Roshan pit with GH finding the initiation. With the side of this as well. This is looking like so much damage for Miracles. He's going to be taking up with the black hole on the right hand side though. Finishing up the Lion, but Sniper does have the buyback though. He's going to blow it here. Paparazzi keeping his distance though, laying out more and more damage. Matumba with the light steal as well as the black hole locking down Yang. He's dead as well. More and more buybacks and Nullifier coming out, but Paparazzi had a remnant, but Mind Control knew where he went to. He's going to stay on top of the Simmer Spirit. Now he's going to go there. Boundless Strike as well. He will fall, and he has no buyback. 2 minutes on the clock for him.
And they were looking for that one fight for the last 15 minutes or so, and like you said, you still favored Liquid's chances.
Finally, they put it together now, and Vici Gaming, they're going to have to fight up against Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shard, and a 3 versus 5, as only Fade has the buyback here.
They were waiting so long for Mind Control to come through with the black hole.
Yeah.
That's what they were missing in these last engagements. They finally get it. It doesn't even matter who he gets it on at this point. With the BKB and his Lincolns, it's impossible for them to stop.
All right, this is going to take some very aggressive play and a lot of creative thinking here for Vici Gaming to make this 3-man smoke work for them somehow, but GH has already found the initiation instead of the other way around. They do have the Force Staffs to defend, but at this point, Liquid
They're just going for the throne.
as long as they just don't dive the fountain, they just go for the throne. Vici Gaming, they've got to find a way to be able to lure Liquid in here. Glyph is going to go down, 15 seconds for the Lion. Yang, Wukong's command goes out, and look at that AoE.
And they got to do something now.
Tier 4 dropping fast. GH just going to go to the epicenter, make the initiation while the rest of the team goes for the throne. He just goes out, has the ball here, and that's it. Team Liquid will take game 2 into a game 3.
We finally get that game 3 that we were looking for. The best part about a best of 3